Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video. On this video we'll be learning how to make a play suit. Yes, so this play suit, you can use it. Most times people wear their trousers or their skirts or their workwear, their shirts, and at the end of the day when they tuck it in, it will just be flying out. But most times if you make a play suit, if you make your shirt in form of a play suit, no one will know it's even a play suit underneath it, and it will stay. It will have to just start flying out when you tuck it in. It will just be intact. So this is one of the reasons why you need to learn how to make a play suit, and you can still use the tutorial to learn how to make a swimwear too. It's almost the same thing, if not the same thing. So now I'm going on to draft out my normal basic bodies. I've already drafted out my shoulder, my neck. This is the armhole length. I'm drawing it down the normal way we do it. So I did the neck 3 inches by 3 inches, 3 inches wide, 3 inches deep. Then I marked out my shoulder slope. I'm just going to make the neckline to be just a simple circle. You can decide whatever shape you choose for your neckline. You get, any shape is fine. Guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link is on my bio. Just click the subscription button and you will have notifications for new tutorials every day. So now I'm going to mark my horizontal measurement. I'm going to mark from my shoulder to my bust point, from my shoulder to my half length. Then I'm going to just draw a line to just indicate it so that we'll know. So guys, please follow the steps and you get it correctly. So now the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark out my crotch line. So from your waistline, that's your half length, you will determine your crotch. So you have to measure the crotch of your client from the waistline. So my crotch from my waist is 11 inches, right? So from that my waistline, I'm going to mark my crotch line 11 inches. I'll mark it out now. So after marking out my crotch line, we're now going to determine our hip line. So the distance from the waistline to the crotch line, the distance between both of them, you divide it by 2. Do you get? So the distance from my crotch line to my waistline is 11 inches. When you divide it by 2, you get 5.5. So that's where my hip line is going to be. Can you see? So label it hip line. Can you see? So the next thing we are going to do now is to get our crotch extension. So on your crotch line, you come down by 2 inches. You come down by 2 inches and then you widen that 2 inches. You come out by 1.5 inch, like so. You first of all come down by 2 inches. Then you mark a vertical line 1.5 inches. So now it's time for us to impute our measurements for this outfit, right? So I'm going to mark out my bust measurement. Can you see? I'm marking it on the armhole line. Then I'm going to mark my waist measurement, like so. And then on the hip line, I'll mark out my hip measurement. Right, I'll mark out my hip measurements. Hope to get your measurements, you do whatever the measurement is divided by 4 plus how many inch allowance you want to. Now please look at this part on the hip line. Now diagonally, you can decide to come out how many inches you want. That's how open you want that front part of your play suit to look like. So now I first of all marked 5 inches. You get? And I felt that it wasn't so open like that, so I extended it out. Can you see how I extended it out? So this part now depends on your preference. If you want yours to be very wide, opened up, that's for your skin to be showing more, or you want your skin to be closed, that's you want to cover more of your skin. So this part depends on you. Do you get? So now I came out by 6 inches. and then I just connected it. So this particular part is just dependent on you. If you want to show more skin, you go in more. If you don't want to show more skin, you come out more. That's just it. Do you get? The more you want to show more skin, the more you go in on that hip line diagonally. So now we're done with our measurements. I'm going to get my armhole curve, go in by 1/2 inch, connect it to my shoulder line, and then our front bodice is ready. Please, if you have a question, let me know in the comment section. So we're done. Now remember, on the neck part, I always tighten my neck part because that pointy slope, after sewing your dress and it's pointy, it won't relax on your shoulder area. But if you come down by 1/2 inch, it will relax on your shoulder area. That's why I always tighten my shoulder slope. Do you get? So now when you're done, this is how your, is it bodysuit or play suit? Your bodysuit will look like. Can you see? You have your bust line, your half length, half cut line, your hip line, and your crotch line. Then you come down by 2 inches. Do you get? So this is how to cut out the front part of your play suit or your bodysuit. And I also said that the reason why this play suit is important for a designer is because most people, most office workers, even normally on your outfits that you wear, most times when you tuck in most of your tops, you see that they are just flying out. They don't stay tucked in, even if you use a belt. But when you wear a play suit, beneath it, you know you have to pin it under. I'll show you what I mean. So no matter what you do, your top won't even come off. And you can still use this to draft out a swimsuit for yourself. Do you get? So now it's time for us to cut. I'm just reiterating all the measurements, right? So it's time for us to cut this out now. So I'm going to cut it out. Now the difference between the front and the back of this is just very simple. If you're not using a material that is stretchy, then you have to put a zipper allowance while cutting the back. Then on that crotch area, there's going to be an alteration there. That's just the difference between the front and the back. But if you're going to use a stretchy material, you don't need to make space for zipper allowance. No, you don't need zipper allowance if your material is going to be stretchy. So now I'm going to cut out my pattern, and this is how it comes out. This is how it looks. So this is the front pattern. Please, at this point, if you don't understand, let me know. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So guys, it's time for us to cut out the back part of this bodysuit, right? So now I've placed the front on top of the back. Now I'm just showing you, just in case you want to put a zipper allowance, you just create your space for the zipper allowance, right? But on this tutorial, I'm not cutting mine with the aim of having a zipper allowance, no. So now, I told you earlier that the difference is in that crotch area. So now for the back, I'm going to fold in the crotch part of my front bodice, right? Of my front play suit. Now from the crotch line, from your crotch line, we are drafting the back. You are going to mark out 6 inches downwards. 6 inches downwards. Why are we marking out these 6 inches? So that when we are done with this play suit, we'll be able to, if you look at babies their pin-up dresses that looks like this. One part, the back part is coming over to the front part, and then you use your press button to press it over. Yes, that's what we want to achieve. So when you come down with 6 inches, then you widen it by 1.5, the same 1.5 that we used for the front. Then on the hip line now, you will now decide again if you want yours outer or inner. But the back part, the hip line, the pattern of the back part is supposed to be wider than the front part because of your bum bum, so that it will cover your bum bum. Do you get? So that's just the difference. The difference is on your crotch line, you come down by 6 inches, and then you widen it by 1.5 inches, and then you connect it to your hip line and you are done. The other parts of the outfit, you just trace them out from the front line. Do you get? So now I'm showing you, I used 7 inches to come out on the hip line for the back part, but this is prone to your preference. So this is virtually just the difference between the front and the back. Then maybe the neckline, if you want your neckline of the back to be higher, you cut it, you dip it by 1 inch, or if you want it to be the same length with the front, you cut it like I'm doing on the video. So guys, this is how to cut your play suit or bodysuit, and you can still use this tutorial to cut a swimwear. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this tutorial is helpful to you and very understandable to you. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. And yes, so while after cutting it out, I'm going to show you the reason why we extended that crotch part, the reason why we extended that crotch part by 6 inches to make it longer for the back. Do you get? I'm going to tell you the reason why we extended the crotch part, so that you get 6 inches. Please, before you cut this, don't cut it directly on your material. First of all, cut it on your pattern paper first, please. So now look at it. The reason why we extended is so that when you put on your bodysuit, can you see, you pin it up under. Can you see how it looks? So that's why we extended it by 6 inches, so that it can flip over, it can turn over, and you pin it up. So this other part is our back bodies. Thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe, click on the subscription button, like, comment, and share this video. See you on my next tutorial, and bye. So please, let's remember the difference between the front and the back. That's very important. Thank you guys for watching.